Alright, welcome to this installment of the oxy3 build. This is going to be the swash leveling, and in this segment we're going to cover over the things that you're going to need to level your swash on the oxy3. And it's one of the things that you're going to need is a piece that comes in the kit, which is your swash leveler. This particular piece, as you can see, it's made out of plastic. It's 3D printed from what I could tell. Let's see here, get a better look for it. So this end right here is the bottom. This is what's going to sit on the frame, and then that's the end, or that's the side that the swash is going to sit on. You can see that there's a cutout at about 11 o'clock. As you're looking at it, there's a cutout there. That is for the screws that are on the bottom of the swash plate, so that your screw head will line up with that, so that you can get your swash to sit level. Alright. Next, you're going to need some kind of pitch gauge setup. I'm using the RC Logger 2. This is the complete set that they retailed a few years ago. I'm not sure if it's still available, but this is what I will be using. And really the only thing I'm going to need out of this entire kit is going to be this piece right here. That's what clips onto the blades, and that's how you do your measuring. This will hang. This will hang below the blade to give you your pitch. And go ahead and turn this thing on. And you get 2 axes on this particular leveler or pitch gauge. You get a roll and a pitch, so you'll need to, if you decide to use this, you will need to pay attention to what numbers that you're looking at. The rest of the kit that I have, this is for, or this piece right here is for doing bigger helicopters like 550s and above. This will do the pitch of the tail blades for you. So the pitch gauge itself will fasten onto this, and then it will clip onto your blades using this slider clip mechanism. Next, you have a 0-degree reference. So this rod will drop through the bolt holes on like a 600 or 700 size helicopter. Tried it on a 550, didn't work, so this is for like a 600 and 700 class and bigger. You screw this to the bottom of the pitch gauge, and then it drops through the bolt hole, and it will give you a eyeball reference of 0 degrees when you line it up with the main shaft. This piece right here is used for leveling the swash. If you decide to use this, your pitch gauge will attach to the front side of this, and then this will slide over your swash plate, and then you can tighten it down to the swash plate. This is for your 600 or 550, 600, 700, 800 size. And then you have a smaller piece right here that will replace this top plate, and this smaller one will do 450s, 500s. All this is just a shock absorbing band that goes around your pitch gauge if you're using it on one of the mounts. If you're using the rod, then obviously you won't be able to use it. Then you get 2 extra batteries. These are replacement batteries that I've long since gotten rid of the originals, but these are replacements, fresh replacements that I just bought. And that's this kit in and of itself. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to be using is this right here for my main blades. Alright, now we're going to move on to actually doing the setup, so bear with me and we'll be right back. At this point, you should already have the servos centered, the servo arms at 90 degrees, and the links should already be to the length specified by the manufacturer in the instructions. And that goes for the 3 swash links and the 2 blade grip links. They should also be, for the most part, either already installed or you're just waiting to finish the installation portion for the swash leveling. So now at this particular point, you want to level the swash. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the provided swash leveling tool that Oxy has included in the kit. This is a 3D printed part. There is a very specific way that it goes in, and I'll see if I can get it. See if I can make it so you guys can see it. Let's see. No, I can't get it to come up in the... There we go. There's a groove that's inside the leveler, and that groove is where the screw at the bottom of the swash plate sits, so that you get a level seating of the swash plate. So to level the swash, you want the 3 swash links to be disconnected from the swash, but you want them connected to the servo arms. What you're going to do is you're going to go into your flybarless system and you are going to set it up for servo centering for your unit. Once you're at that step, pointer. So you got the swash, it's sitting on the leveler. For all intents and purposes, we'll say it's level. I've already done this with this particular model. So with the swash on the leveler, you're going to adjust the lengths from the specified length to the length that's needed to get the link to center up on the swash ball. In some cases, you may have to lengthen the rod, or you may have to shorten the rod depending on your situation. But you will adjust the length so that as it lines up with the swash ball, everything is perfectly aligned. Once you get that far, you will then be able to remove the swash leveler if you wish. You could at this point actually shut the unit, unplug your helicopter, and you could actually at this point zero out your blade grips, because the way this tool is designed, it's designed to keep the swash at the 50% travel point. So you should be able to zero pitch your grip arms while that leveler is in place. The other thing you could do is you could use your pitch gauge and take this out, use your pitch gauge, and you could do the same thing. You would just slide it on to your blade, keeping the blades going in the length of the helicopter, so going from nose to tail. Do a zero of your pitch gauge, and then slide your pitch gauge on the blades, and then you'll adjust the blade accordingly at the DFC link to get this one blade to zero, or as close to zero as possible. You'll spin it, you'll spin your head 180 degrees, doesn't matter what direction, just spin it 180 degrees, and then you're going to zero out the other blade grip. And then once that blade grip has been zeroed out, you can then move on to your maximum positive, maximum negative pitch. You can do your 8 degrees reference if your unit requires it. But once you get done with the zeroing of the blades, you're pretty much done with setup. So without, I mean, there's not really much of a video on this. It's really straightforward. It's really simple. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. But there you go. That's leveling out the swash on the oxy3. Thank you.